I started from the bottom, my nigga, and I got the back. Dirty on my side just in case I hate to react. I ain't really with the talking, my nigga, how let it fly.
Welcome back to the channel, guys. Legend of Speed Motorsports here. Your boy Jay. We back at it again. And we're working on the Impala. Let's get to Han to see what he got to say about this.
So we're here with the Impala again. You guys have been asking a lot on the channel. Where's the Impala? Here's the Impala right here.
Yep.
We had a little, event happen with the car. We don't know 100% what happened to it. It could be something minor. The head gasket has a leak in it somewhere where it's leaking coolant into the oil. So I pulled the heads off, which you guys will see later on in the video. And we kind of come to figure out some things that it's not getting into the cylinders, it's leaking from a coolant jacket into an oil passage. Okay. So now we're getting a milkshake in our oil. Unfortunately, it sucks.
Yeah, so but today,
we're gonna remedy that issue. We're gonna take care of everything. We can get this thing back up and running like we always do. Messing around with old LT1s, this is a common issue with head gaskets in the early years of the aluminum heads, warping or distorting or head gasket just failing because it's old.
Yep. So today we're gonna fix that problem.
Hell yeah.
And we're gonna get it done. So right now we're just stripping this motor apart, getting all the wiring harness out, all the hoses off, draining all the fluids. Guys, we got a lot of work today. The calm before the storm.
Calm before the storm. It's crazy.
Right?
We're doing back here again, major surgery. Oh, it's the life of LT1s. First chance.
We got the fuel lines disconnected, plugged. It's time to it's time for an LS, maybe.
Definitely.
An LS with definitely at this point.
We're gonna go higher, so we don't have to deal with shit like this no more.
I like that bronze color. That was a good call.
Try to replicate that when stainless steel gets hot, it gets that brown color too.
Yeah.
Then it changes it.
Up we go. Oh yeah. Look at that milk. Looks like somebody dropped a load in this thing.
Alright, so I'm gonna get the headers off. I'm gonna get these valve covers off. I'm gonna pull the intake manifold off and drain coolant from the block.
Get to the bottom of this thing.
Fun fact, the Corvette valve covers back in 1995 were composite plastic, ahead of its time. That's what we use today on all the new cars. Everything's made out of plastic. They were doing it in 95 without people even knowing, unless you were a Corvette aficionado.
At this thing. Sheesh, look at all that milk. It's like, did you drop a load inside your car?
This guy is always dropping loads somewhere.
sides.
This side was the bad one, but that one was bad too because it sent it all over the place.
Shit, bro, you're fucking dropping horse loads in there. Damn, man. What are you up to now? Tight like a tip. Check it with
Final bolt on the side. We'll be able to remove the head now and see the damage. Head gasket. I just did the torque sequence to release the head. The blockers are aluminum heads.
And
Cast iron head's a little bit more forgiving. This torque sequence. So I got my phone out here, and then you can see the diagram and follow the diagram, loosening the bolt from 1 to 17.
Right to it. Yeah.
This is the one that's really bad.
And we're gonna see it right now when you pull it out.
Just keep my brain.
And that one's out. Yeah, Pacheco, you were right. Is this one too? There you have it, guys. This front end of the motor is completely stripped. Look at that mixture of oil and antifreeze. We think that these heads might have gotten overheated and warped somewhere, so we're gonna have to machine these, but Hans done broke everything down. Everything's off. We got another cart full of stuff. Hans, where we at right now? Let the people know exactly what's going on, what's happening, what you want to do.
Like I said, we got it down to a short block. We're gonna pull the head gaskets off and clean all the mating surfaces to make sure that the block is true and straight, and it's, you know, even though it's cast iron, we're just gonna check it just so we have peace of mind. And we're gonna pull the gaskets off, and then we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna put the straight edge on the end, on the heads, to make sure that they're true and straight. And
Okay.
if not, we're gonna block and sand them.
Yeah, and we'll show you how to do that. And there's like a 3-dub way of doing it.
Yeah, so you could check it at home, you know, and because it's not a big deal, it's aluminum.
Yeah.
And if you know what you're doing, well, like I'll show you.
And you said you also wanted to get to another part back here that you wanted to
so
place.
Notorious, you LT1, LT4 guys, the distributor dummy plug that runs the oil pump is made out of plastic. So if you have this still in your engine like we do, this is the time to, when you have it this far down, is to replace this, because what happens is over time the oil fatigues the plastic right around here.
Yeah.
And it snaps, and this dummy plug jumps out, which the camshaft runs, that runs the oil pump shaft. So once that jumps out, your oil pump stops turning.
Yep.
The oil fails in the engine, and then you have a catastrophic failure with your rod bearings or your camshaft bearings.
Yep.
So now the replacement is this great gentleman, Tick Performance. He's the only one who makes this billet replacement version. So you would take your original gear shaft out, which on the bottom you knock your roll pin out. This will pull the gear out, and then you can pull the shaft out of your original plastic one, feed it into the billet piece.
Yeah.
And then now you'll never have the problem with the plastic popping out, or the piece breaking off and it popping out.
Yeah.
Now you lose oil pressure.
Okay. Now, show them what's going on, what's happening.
So, like we said, the head gasket failed right between the coolant jacket and the oil galley, which is over here.
So we found the culprit.
We found where it's leaking. It's
Yeah,
leaking from here to here.
You can even see it spilling over. Like it shows you the trail it shows, and even on this side too.
Right here, from here to here, that line that leads right in. So that's where we were getting oil and coolant mixing together.
Sucks we didn't know
Where this happened, this could have been, you know, maybe the engine itself that we got from that reputable Corvette dealer was not as he thought it was.
Yeah.
But the project's already this far gone. You can't do anything about it with people like that.
You just gotta fix it.
You just gotta fix it. It's a head gasket. It's an old motor. 95. This was typical back in the day for these type of things to semi-warp at the edges of the head.
Yeah.
That's why, like, when you see LS heads, they're built even better. They don't really do that.
Yeah.
I mean, you really got to overheat that thing.
All right, guys. So we're gonna get to work. We're gonna start cleaning a whole bunch of this stuff out and get this thing running again.
Let's do it.
I don't think this is working anymore. We're gonna have to go with something heavier, maybe Scotch Brite or whatever we gotta do, but this is not coming off. This is level 1 of the intense cleaning. The black side, everything's almost gone. All the gunk is almost gone. A little more. Time, guys, we gotta eat. We gotta eat. We're getting fat.
So we're gonna take the heads over to our makeshift resurfacing table. We're gonna show you guys how to check these things out.
Yeah.
To know if there's something wrong with them.
Okay. And if you take a walk with us over here, guys. This is our machine shop. And this is where we're gonna resurface these Johns right here. So
Yeah, so we're using 80 grit. This is from a floor sander, so it has an adhesive backing. Jay was doing his bathroom over. If you've seen in the videos, go back and watch. He had some spare tile, which is true and flat. It's perfect for this. So he brought it over so we can do this thing for you guys and show you how this works.
and here they go. This is I'm showing the intake side so they can see it.
Yeah, so we're gonna
So we cleaned them up as much as we could.
Jay cleaned those out really good for us so that when we go and sand, we don't have a lot of stuff getting stuck in the sandpaper.
Yeah.
And then we'll do the same thing. We'll We're gonna do a 45-degree cut both sides, back and forth like an X pattern.
Yeah.
And then we'll see if we have a high and low spot
All
on
right.
the cylinder head.
Let's get all this gunk out and resurface these Johns. We're gonna show you how it's done. So we're gonna need some penetrating fluid or some Earl.
So we're gonna use WD-40 for you guys that like WD-40. We got PB Blaster, so that's what we'll be using.
Okay.
So now we're gonna hit it with some PB Blaster. Don't be scared to use it on there because you want it to be lubricated when you're sanding it. So we're gonna make sure we put a good amount on there. We don't want it to cake up too much.
Yeah, we want to be able to reuse this surface.
Yeah, because
A
we're
few
gonna have to
times.
do the other head too.
Yeah. We just let it,
Let the head do the work.
you know, with its own weight. As you can see, a lot of the gunk is coming out, guys. Let's see if let's lift it up.
Put it back on the bench.
On the bench. And let's see how we look. Give that a quick clean. Here, a fresh little towel. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Guys, look at the difference. That was just a couple of stretches.
Couple of seconds we just did that. Maybe like 15, 20 seconds.
This is our second turn at it. We're gonna.
And now we're gonna cut in the opposite direction.
Beautiful.
Look at that. That's the cross. That's nice. That's nice. We'll do that a couple more times.
And the camera looks even better, huh?
Let's give the viewers.
Let's give it a before and
And one not done yet, and one just done in a couple minutes.
look at the difference. I'm
You
just
know, your heads are gonna seal now. You know. You
This
can
is
go with confidence and say, all right, we're gonna do it. A lot of guys will say, man, that takes a long time. Why don't you just use the power tools or air tools? You'll make divots and things, and then you wonder why your heads aren't sealing. And this, you know, you have peace of mind, especially if it's yours or a customer's. You can send it out, and it's good to go.
yeah. Just look at the difference.
Look at that. That's
Look at-
beautiful. You touch it to the feel, it's smooth as butter.
All right.
We'll do a couple more passes. We'll try to get it nice and silver.
Yeah.
Get all those.
All right, guys. This is the freshly sanded cylinder heads. Look at the difference. Let's just show you this one. Zoom up. Nothing on there. Now look at this before on this other one. You guys see the difference? Look at that. Night and day. What you want to also do, guys, as you're sanding, you know, you're loading this thing up with your PB, you're gonna use, don't be afraid to use a whole bunch of these. You're just gonna lay it on there, tap it, flip it around, and try to collect some of those shards. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yes, sir.
how do you feel about this, Hans? How do you think it came out?
It came out amazing. So, if you guys are wondering how much this cost between the tile, thanks to Jay. But if you bought this tile, probably be a little bit, probably like $50.
Yeah.
For one sheet of tile, and each piece is $9.97
Yeah.
for the floor sander with the adhesive backing. So, right here you got like $70. The machine shop will probably charge you way more money than that.
Yeah.
So for $70, a little bit of time, me and Jay working it back and forth. I mean, you could do it by yourself, but you know, we're here together, so we just made it even faster.
Yep.
And this is the result right here.
It looks really good, bro. So I think this is gonna make a good seal.
Yep. And we'll do the same thing to the next head.
Now we're gonna do this. Sand it up, get it polished, get this thing cleaned up, and then off to the next set of things that we gotta
The
do.
next one. To the block now, cleaning the block. After this, we'll show you us cleaning the block with the block and the sandpaper, and we'll show you different grits.
And we're also gonna drop some alcohol on this,
We're
right?
going to check each combustion chamber to make sure we don't have any valves leaking, and if we do, we'll have to lap the valves and do a valve job on the heads. But we're going to check that right now with you guys. All right, guys, so our sanding table technique. So you seen this one, we did a couple passes, it cleaned up very quickly. This one, we just did a quick pass, and yet it cleaned the outer edges, but not the centers. So potentially we could have a warp there. We're gonna go for the next cross cut and see if we can level this down.
All right, guys, both of the heads are done. Look at that. Look at the difference, damn near brand new. Gotta give it up to our very, very expensive machine shop and machinist. You know, it's a little 3-dub, guys, for you. A little 3-dub.
You already know. So we always try to show you the tips and the tricks that help you out and save money in your pockets and get the job done cost effectively so that you can keep your ride on the road. Check this out, man. I mean, we couldn't ask for a better result. Me and Jay, a little elbow grease, back and forth, like we were cutting a tree down in the old days.
Yeah.
We got this thing done.
Look at this, man.
You know, but definitely V8 heads, 4-cylinder heads, you definitely need 2 pieces.
Yeah, for sure.
Definitely need 2 pieces.
For sure. But I think it's time to move on and check these seals on this thing.
We're gonna put some spark plugs in the spark plug holes, tighten them back down, and then we're gonna pour some alcohol in the valves to see if they leak. And if so, then we're gonna have to take those apart, valve springs out with the keepers, and take the valve out, put some valve lapping compound in there, and then grind them out and keep them, see if they seal up.
Yep. Guys, we're on our work table right now, and Han is going to show you a quick little trick to see if your valves are leaking.
All right, so what we did here is we have the head out on a flat surface here, and we poured alcohol into the combustion chambers to see if we have a leaky valve seat, and if so, obviously the alcohol will either come through the exhaust side or the intake side.
Yeah, this would be the intake side. This is the exhaust side.
Correct. And then, so we have both heads sitting here, and we'll leave them for a while to see if they leak.
And if they do, then we have to do a valve job.
Yeah, if, like Jay said, if they leak, then we have to do a valve job, unfortunately. But as of right now, we're in the green. So we're going to leave them here like that for a while, just because we're going to be doing other things, and we'll move on.
All right.
Block sanding the deck, so that we could get it cleaned up.
It's a high cost machine shop tool. We got this imported from China. It works well. I'm not just a piece of steel. And we're doing a little 3-dub polishing here. As you can see,
we got 120 grit on there. Jay's got it wrapped around his expensive tool.
Yeah, we're knocking it down. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna cross hatch it, but since we don't have the block outside, what we're gonna do is just hit it this side, come this side, come this side, come this side, and opposite, and this way we'll get an even cross hatch, and we'll try to keep the numbers of how many times we go up and down, so it's not gonna be too shabby.
Those heads that we did yesterday.
Yep, they look good. The valves didn't leak, so I think
we're in the green.
We're in the green. All we need is a cover, some siliconero, and we'll be all right.
And that's it. Siliconero por todo.
We're good.
So, our very expensive tool worked amazing on this job here. We cleaned everything, if you guys can see that up close.
Yeah, let me just show you before and after. Before, after. Beautiful.
This is perfectly covered. Look at that. Look at that deck showing.
But it looks good, Hans. Now we got one side left.
One more to go, and then we can start prepping. We're gonna also clean out the holes from the old thread sealant with a thread chaser, not a thread tap. And we're gonna clean all that up, so then when we put the new bolts in with the thread sealant, they seal up and old debris not in there clogging it up.
Yeah.
Causing us false torquing specs.
Yep. All right, guys. So now
on to the next one.
we're gonna move to the driver's side, and hopefully we can put these bad boys on.
All right, so now we're gonna do that preventative maintenance with the Tick Performance Distributor Plug.
And the difference is that one's what, all metal and this one is plastic?
The original is plastic. That's its downfall. It snaps right here under the bolt and it shoots up and you lose oil pressure. Goodbye to your engine.
Here you get this billet piece.
Yeah, this one.
Is that in there? No.
So that's the difference.
That
This
looks
one,
good though. Not oil?
that's plastic. This one's the billet one. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna swap our gear from this camshaft that wore together already. We're gonna swap that onto this one. Because this one came from another engine that I had.
What you need to put on there?
I'm gonna swap this gear onto this gear because this gear already wore with that cam.
Okay.
So we knocked the pin out of the drive. That allows this to come off. So there's a shim and then this locking clip. It locks in there. So don't lose that. Shaft will pop out of there like so.
Beautiful.
So you guys can see what it looks like. So that's a solid piece of plastic.
Hasta
compared to
plástico.
a solid piece of billet. 6061 to be exact.
Alright, now he's gonna knock out the other pin.
And we'll move on from there.
Yep.
I'm going to swap that gear onto that one because that gear wore with that camshaft.
Okay.
Name of it.
Here he goes. Everything's disassembled. The pin is somewhere.
Yeah, so now we're going to swap all this over onto the new shaft. So simple, just slide it all back together. You're not going to use this washer anymore. Discard that. You're only going to use what shim came off of it. Put that back on there, and then the gear, line it up with the hole, like so. And then put your pin back in, and that's it. Good luck, right? That's it right there. All together, original gear from that original cam. So there we go, guys. We got it in on the third try. Always the magic of cameras. So we just got to make sure the cam and the oil pump driver lined up with this. So there you guys go. That's what it looks like in the engine. It's a precision piece. Oh God, crowds like a gargoyle.
Oh, that's all torqued up.
All torqued up, getting tight.
This guy's the human torque wrench. Roger, right here. All right, what we have here, huh?
So we got the Felpro upper top end gasket kit. It's got your intake manifold, exhaust manifold, valve cover gaskets, and the head gaskets. So this Felpro is one of the gasket companies that I always use. They usually never fail, but you know, if you fuck shit up, they'll fail.
Yeah. But look at this. Brand new, guys. Look how beat up these were, man. You can kind of tell shit was failing, but they look good.
Yeah, when you guys install it, this side up. And I like to just make sure and go over, look over the gaskets, make sure everything looks exactly the same. All the holes line up with each other. You know? And that is the right one.
Yes, yes, Sirski.
That's it.
All right, guys, we're moving right along.
Put these babies on. We're going to clean the deck again just one more time because we're insanely neurotic about stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then we'll make sure everything is good to go.
We got one side on.
Yeah, so we're going to install the head gaskets now. I'm seated on the dowel pins. And now we're ready for cylinder heads.
Nice. Let's go. Fresh. Ready to go?
Fresh, ready to go.
Exhaust side clean, intake side clean. This is the before and afters. We just gotta make sure everything has a smooth surface so it can just seal up properly.
Yeah, so all the new gaskets seal good, especially these are the exhaust manifold flanges. It seems like it was leaking ever so lightly. And here's a sign of the coolant.
Yep. Heads are on, guys. All right, Hans, what we doing now?
So we have our ARP head bolt kit. What we're gonna do is we're gonna put ARP Ultra Torque lube on the washers and underside of the shank of the bolt, meaning the back end here. We'll use one of these under here. So that when you get a torque, you get a proper torque spec. And then we'll also, because these bolts do go into water jackets, we have to use the white Permatex thread sealer on it as well.
Okay.
So that's the next thing we guys are gonna do. Me and Jay are gonna sit here, have to do a lot of bolts, a lot of washers with both. Let's do it.
You have it, guys. The bolts are lubed up and ready to go.
Ultra Torque lube, Permatex. Take your time, because if you don't, these are gonna leak coolant into your motor or come out of the bolt. You'll see it leaking under the washer. We've seen them before. So you don't want that. Take your time. Sit them in there, put them in. Hands
So
ready.
these are the 8 that go on the
These are the lower 8 down on the bottom, and then we're gonna do the rest on the top.
Alright.
It's just a time consuming thing.
Let's go. What we have here, Hans, now these bolts are a little bit bigger than the other ones.
We have the long upper 7 bolts that go and hold the top of the head down, so we're cleaning those up. You know, just making sure, getting everything ready for Ultra Torque lube and Permatex.
Now these are all done. Permatex and that torque lube and all that good stuff.
Yes, so now we're getting ready to go in. We'll start sliding these bolts in here. We're getting these head bolts in here.
Get the lingo up, huh?
All right, the final 2 bolts, which are the medium ones, they go on the edges or the outer part of the head right here. All right, so now we're gonna use our torque sequence and start fastening the bolts down to the head, to the block. Say that.
It tells you
1 to 17. We're not torquing, we're just running the bolts down. 1, 2, this one's 3, 4.
that's the full sequence.
That's the one sequence done. So now we got all the bolts seated. Now we'll go around and we'll do the same to the other side, get them all seated, then we'll go around and torque them in. All right, so now we have them all seated. All 17 bolts on either side are ready to go. So we're gonna grab the torque wrench and we're gonna go around 3 sequences, 25, 45, 85, done.
Oh yeah.
All right, we're gonna do the same thing to the opposite side, 25 foot-pounds. 85. Alright guys, so we're gonna move up now. We're gonna do the 85. We're gonna go to the half-inch breaker bar. It's easier, just move between two breaker bars.
Yeah. So this is for 85 foot-pounds. What
the fuck?
That's 80 foot-pounds of torque right there. That's my worst nightmare. Crazy. Had it at 80 pounds. It was getting tough, and we didn't know what the hell was going on. It wasn't clicking over. Letting us know it was 80 foot-pounds. We got the smaller one to check it out. It was at 77. Shit just snapped. Shit that happens. Now this project, this gets put back on the back burner, guys. Now we gotta get more stuff. Fuck.
So now we're gonna work on getting that snap piece out.
Yeah, and guys, we're gonna get that out. And after that, I gotta call that a day, man.
Yep, day's over.
Fuck you, Chubby, man. I'm always the bad guy.
Yep, always. ARP, you better give us a new one.
Yeah, he lied to us. Now we gotta pull out manure. Jeez.
Goodness, we could get that out.
Fuck. You gotta hit. No, you got it. You can probably.
I'm trying to figure that one out.
Yeah. Hey. Yeah. If you gotta keep on hitting it with the pin, so oh no, you good.
I just don't want to catch the deck.
Yeah, don't scrape it. We just fucking polished this.
Yeah, I know they'll have to go for another polish again on top of everything.
Sheesh, man. Like we were moving quickly too. Now we gotta clean those fucking.
We gotta chase the threads again.
You can get it out. Watch if you don't be careful because shit is sharp, bro.
Yeah, man. All right, we got it.
Shit, nigga, right clean, right off, bro. Let me see, show the guys, the people on the. Jeez.
So, failure happened right there. Obviously, it stretched it. That's what popped it.
I was like, I knew something was wrong. I was like, yo, bro, if you can't, why do both of us have to pull this back to 80?
Two
We should.
separate torque wrenches that were calibrated. Because I know you guys in the comment, did you calibrate your torque wrenches? They're calibrated. Snap on everything. Yeah, the snap on some, of course, but we always calibrate our torque wrenches. Now we're gonna look into the bolt. You know, we're gonna go by the part number and check everything.
This is gonna wrap up the video for today. We might continue it tomorrow.
The video will go on until another day.
Yeah, so-
another day, another fight, another challenge.
Yeah, so we'll probably come back tomorrow and work on this. I don't know if I'm gonna release this video first, then the part 2, but we'll see what happens. If we need to get parts, if we need to get stuff, then we'll know by end of day today. So catch you guys next time.